Imagine waking up each day feeling truly connected, not just to the world around you, but to your deepest self. What if there is more to life than what we see, and more to you than you've ever explored? In this video, we are diving into the journey of spirituality and self-exploration, a path that could unlock a new level of purpose, clarity, and peace within you. Are you ready to discover who you really are? I hope you are, so let's get into it. So today we want to talk about the topic of spirituality, self-awareness, and self-exploration, because I do believe that every human being has to come to this experience at a certain point into their life. Why? Because ever since we were born, there is this kind of perspective, a kind of worldview that we've had about everything that we see and everything which we interpret. And based on our worldview and the view of ourselves, that is how we get to interpret what happens to us, and through that we get to decide our own destinies. But when you enter the journey of self-exploration, the journey of spirituality, you get to understand that beyond this physical body that you have, beyond the material world, there exists a higher sense of fulfillment. There exists a higher sense of connection that is beyond name and form. So when we say someone has become awakened in the spiritual realm, what we simply mean is that the person, the individual, has come to the understanding that there is much more to life than what meets the eye. There is much more to life than the physical things that we think are all about life. So in essence, spirituality is simply the understanding of that we are spiritual beings that are simply having a human experience. We are not merely physical bodies. We are spirit that lives in the physical body. Hence, we experience life. And through this realization, what comes about is that we now understand that we are not the body. We are not the matter. We are simply the spirit that runs the body. Now, a spirit is essentially a non-physical thing. It exists in the spiritual realm. So with this understanding, we seek a broader understanding or broader perspective of life than what meets the eye. So you enter a journey of trying to discover who you are. Because if you are trapped in the physical dilemma or in the physical dimension whereby you think you are the body, you limit yourself very deeply. Why? Because when you are in your physical body, you pick up programs. People tell you what you're supposed to think about. People tell you who you are supposed to be. Hence, you live according to this kind of version that you think of who you are. And truth be said, this version is not your ideal self. It's just the current version of what you think you are. So most people are stuck in the physical body, whereby they think they are the body. Hence, they take life seriously. They make seeking outer gains. They make seeking material things as their main purpose of life, because they don't know any better. And the truth is that there is no amount of external material things that can truly fulfill you and give you that satisfaction that you seek. And this is why the author Solomon in the book of Proverbs, or even in the book of Ecclesiastes, esoterically says that everything is vanity. This simply means that you cannot really find true fulfillment and true identity from external things. Why? Because external things are not who you are. The true self comes from within. So when you enter the journey of self-exploration, the journey of spirituality, you come to understand who you are beyond name and form. So for most of you, you have never asked yourself the question, who are you? And when you are asked this question, who you are, most of us say our names, where we were born, and the things that we normally associate with. And these things that we claim that are us are simply external things that we think are who we are. But the truth is, you are not your name. Your name are just letters that are combined. You are not your age. You are not your car. You are not your family. You are who you are. Hence, when Moses asks God in Exodus, when the children of Israel ask me, who has sent me, what shall I answer them? And Moses and God tells Moses, you shall tell them, I am who I am has sent you. Now this is the accurate depiction or accurate answer you are supposed to give whenever you are dealt with the question, who are you? Because you are who you are. Meaning that you are all in all. You can't really put a limit to who you are, because anything which you limit, any belief which you have is a self-limiting belief. If you believe you can, you can. If you believe you can't, you can't. If you believe you are this, you become that. If you believe you are that, you become that. But the truth is, you can be anything that you want to be. So whenever you claim that you are so and so, you are actually limiting yourself to the ultimate potential that you actually possess. So the question, who are you, should be answered that I am who I am. And you are always choosing who you are in every circumstance and in every situation that you come across. So now that you have understand that who are you, or in order for you to unlock now your truest self, you need first to analyze and know the current self that you are. So how do you know the current self that you are? The current self is characterized by the thoughts that you have, the emotions that you have, the beliefs that you have, and the mental attitudes that you embody. All these things are what create your current version of the self. So what you do, you start to explore, you start to go inward to discover what are your thoughts. You want to create an awareness of the thoughts that you have, of the emotions that you have, of the beliefs that you have, right? So this is whereby the journey of self-exploration begins, whereby you start to become aware of what is happening each and every moment, because the average person is never aware of the thoughts that they have on a daily basis. The average person is not aware of the emotions that they generally feel on a day-to-day basis, which means that they lack self-awareness, and lacking self-awareness means that you do not know thyself. So the first point is to become aware of your thoughts, emotions, beliefs, and mental attitudes. So how do you do that? You do that by what we call mindfulness or meditation. So let's say you are doing a certain activity at the present moment. Maybe you are reading, maybe you are cooking, or whatever it is that you are doing, right? So what you do is that you completely focus all your attention and energy onto what you are doing. And while you are focusing your attention and energy onto what you are doing, from time to time, something will pop up into your mind. Something will come to attempt to take you out of the present moment. And when that thing pops up into your mind, it's now your job to observe it, to become a witness or observer of your reality, because that is what we are. You are not the body, you are simply the observer, you are simply the witnesser underneath the body. We are always witnessing life and how things are. We don't really experience things, we witness them. The experiencing factor comes in when we identify ourselves with the experience that we are having. But when you detach, when you step back and look at life from a point of observer, from a point of witness, you don't judge, you simply observe. And when you don't judge, it means that you don't place labels on things, which means that you will not be constrained by the law of polarity, which means that when things happen, you will not interpret them as good or bad, meaning that everything becomes subjective. What another person might see as a bad thing, you might see it as totally neutral, which means that it will have no impact. Remember, we respond to stimuli according to how we perceive the stimuli, because two people can have the same scenario happen to them, but depending on how they interpret the event, it will lead to how they tend to react and respond to it. So what we want to do here is we want you to be able to pinpoint the thoughts that pop up. We want you to be able to pinpoint the emotions that arise while you are doing something. And when these emotions arise, you have to become aware of what is happening. And when you become aware of them, you are now conscious. You are now becoming conscious of who you are, meaning you are now gaining back the power of choice or the power of free will. Because if you are unconscious, you cannot exercise the power of free will. But if you are conscious of the thoughts that you have, of the emotions that you have, of the beliefs that you have, it means now you can now choose to either change the thoughts, you can choose to change the beliefs, or simply shift to a different level or degree of vibration. So that is the number one exercise we want to do, which is to become present in the moment, meaning that we observe the thoughts, we observe the emotions. By doing what? You are doing an activity, you are completely focused on the actions that you are doing. And while you are doing it, something will pop up into your mind. When it pops up into your mind, you should be attentive. You should be the present moment awareness and be able to pinpoint what has popped up into your mind. And the moment you become aware that, so I am thinking about something, the moment you become aware that I am having a certain kind of feeling right now, this means that you are now gaining an understanding of the current self. Now, the more you do this, the more you enter into the present moment, and the more now you keep on creating a distinction between the current version and the version that you wish to choose. Now, once you have now completely understood who you are currently, now you can start choosing who you wish to be. And the way you choose who you wish to be is through the power of attention and intention. Okay, so how do you actually exercise the powers of attention and intention? It's very simple. This is how you do it. You have got to understand that everything is simply made up of energy, meaning everything is simply moving, is simply vibrating. Energy is simply movement and vibration. Okay, and vibration occurs in degrees. Yeah, it's only a matter of degrees. For example, love and hate are simply the same thing, but they vary in different poles, because love is in the positive pole and hate is on the negative pole. Okay, so they're simply the same thing but varying in degree and in measure. So what you do is that whenever you're feeling hate, you don't focus on the hate, you shift your attention from the hate and you focus on the love. For example, let's say you had a goal. Let's say you had a to-do list, and in that to-do list you were able to accomplish 3 goals and 2 goals were failed to be accomplished. So what you do, instead of focusing on the 2 goals that you failed to accomplish, you've got to generate happiness, you've got to generate fulfillment on the 3 goals that you were able to accomplish. Now here you are shifting your focus from focusing on the negative, and you're simply focusing on the positive things. You see, what you completely focus on, that is where you take your energy, and where you drive your energy, that is where you are creating, because that is your conscious power, that is the powers of creation that you have. So that is how you simply use the power of attention. You pay attention, you put your energy onto things that you want to create and things which you want to see evolve into your life. And the things which you do not want to have or create, you take away your attention from them. So instead of focusing on the fear, focus on the courage. Instead of focusing on the hate, focus on the love. Instead of focusing on the I can't, focus on the I will. That is simply how you start now shifting from the old version of who you are, and then you're moving to the new current version. And as you're moving to the new current version, you need also to have clarity of vision. You need to have a picture of where you want to be, who you want to be, what you want to have, and what you want to experience. And once you have this clarity of vision, it means that you can now start moving towards that ideal self that you were meant to be. And that is simply how you begin the journey of spirituality, whereby you simply understand that everything is nothing more but an experience, and you are the witnesser, the observer of these experiences. And in order for you to do that, you must go back and become the observer. Instead of identifying yourself with the things and people, you detach and you simply observe. Instead of reacting, you respond. Instead of labeling, you just become aware. You become in an equilibrium state whereby you're not attached to the body and you're not detached from it. You are in the equilibrium. So if this video has been of great importance, we will continue with more lessons such as this. And if you are willing to work with me on one-on-one basis, I have my email account on the link on the description box. Please go there, DM me on my email account the word interested to work with me, and I'll see you on the next one. Please make sure that you are watching this video up here. It's very enlightening, and I'll see you on the next one. Stay safe, stay blessed, and stay awakened.